Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and this is part 3 of my League 1 preview. I have already done part 1 and part 2, in which I talk about 6 different teams. So if you want to have a look at it, you can go and check them out. I will put the links in the description below. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 teams: Montpellier, Toulouse, Reims, and Rennes. So we are gonna see how their preparations are going on, the signings that they have made, the arrivals and the departures, and the impact that they are gonna have at their clubs. There are some managerial changes as well, so we're gonna have a look at it as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. But before we start the video, like it and subscribe to the channel. So after doing that, let's get start on the video. We're gonna start with Montpellier. They finished 12th last season. Like, they had an okayish season, to be very honest with you. There was nothing fancy about it. They were never in contention for Europe, but they were never really in a relegation battle as well. So it was a very okay season for them. Their manager Zakarian, it's going to be his second season in charge, and he would hope that his team can continue from last season and take a step forward and try to compete for the European places. They have the stability amongst all the clubs. They have, like, because they have been able to keep their entire squad together. In terms of transfer, they have not bought anyone up until now. This is a bit concerning, that they're about just less than 2 weeks to go and they have not signed anyone. But on a positive way, but they have not sold anyone as well. The only departure that has happened is a centre back, Maxime Esteve. He has permanently joined Burnley, but he was on loan last year there, so he was not part of the squad anyway. So it's like it's the same squad that they had at the end of last season, and they are starting the season with that. I personally still think that they should go and buy a couple of players. I agree that having being able to keep the entire squad intact is a good thing for them, but they still need to sign a couple of players to take them a step forward. If they really want to compete for those European places, they need to sign some players. Otherwise, I think it's going to be like another same season like last year, where they are not here and they're not there. Like, it's going to be just a normal boring season for them, and I think they don't really want that. Moving on from them to the second team we're going to talk about, it's Toulouse. They finished last season at 11th, and what a turnaround they had. They were 16th after 15 after game week 17, languishing at 16 in the relegation zone, but they got their act together and won 9 games in the second half of the season to finish in mid-table. Their manager Carlos Neville, he was brought in at the end of in December 2022 as an assistant manager, then got promoted as manager at the start of last season. So this season is going to be his second season in charge as well, and he would hope that his team can get back into Europe this time around, that they can continue from where they left where they ended last season. They were in Europa League, but this time around they are not in Europe anyway, so he would want to go back in Europe with his team. In terms of transfer, they have lost their star striker T.S. Telegna to Bologna for 15 million euros, while Anthony Delegat and Volka Baronovic, both of them have joined Stuttgart and Sparta Prague permanently after their loan spells. So they have had departures, the main one being Bologna. So he scored 14 goals for them. So it's very crucial that they go out and replace him. In terms of arrival, they have till now only signed centre back Charlie Cresswell from Leeds United for 4.5 million euros. But as I said, the main thing for them is to go out and buy a striker. They really need to buy somebody who can replace Bologna and get them the goals that they need. But because if they don't do that, they are going to be in real trouble. And as they are trying to compete for the European competitions, they want to go back into Europe. But if they don't go out and get the striker, I think forget Europe, they might be in a relegation battle, and I think it will be really bad for a club like Toulouse. I would be like really surprised that if they don't go out and buy a striker, because I think it's obvious that they need somebody to score. It's still early, like there's still a month to go for the transfer window to end, so I'm sure they are looking at players. They are still in pre-season, and and they're like less than 2 weeks for the season to start, but they would be looking at players that they need to sign. But right now they're like, it's mum from them, like no rumors linking them with any striker or anything. So it's a bit concerning if they decide to not sign any striker. It's going to be a wild one if they don't do that. So we'll keep an eye on that one as well. Moving on to the third team, it's Rennes. They finished last season at 10th position, but they should have finished higher. They were in contention to finish in the European places, but they lost their 5 games in the last 8 games, and that derailed their campaign, to be very honest. They were the semi-final of Copa de France, but they lost that as well. So they had a good season, but the ending was not satisfying for them and for the fans as well. They went through two managers in the season as well. They started with Bruno Gomes, but he was sacked in mid-November, winning just twice in 14 games, and he was replaced by Joel Stefan, and he turned around their season. And he would hope that in his first full season in charge, he can take his team into Europe, what he was not able to do last year. He's able to do in the coming year, and he's making sure that he's able to do it with the transfer dealings that are happening, because they have been very active in the window. They have lost midfielder Enzoli Faye to Roma for 23 million euros, while winger Martin Traiter and centre back Gloschnell, both of them, they have gone to Bayern Leverkusen for 20 million and 15 million euros respectively. They have also sold Guela Day to Strasbourg for 6 million euros, and Matthias Ablein has also joined Nantes permanently after he had a great loan spell. So a lot of departures, a lot of money has come in, but they have invested as well. They have brought in midfielders Albert Gronbach and Glenn Kamara for 10 and 5 million euros respectively, as well as signing centre back Leo Streiber from Napoli for 7 million euros. So you can see that they are investing in the squad. And out of all these teams that we are going to talk about, I think Rennes have the best chance to get into Europe because of the manager. I like him really much, and like they have the most stability, and they have signed new players as well. They are still linked with Mohamed Radane as well. If he comes in, the Tunisian midfielder, there is going to add more depth into the that. He is like a tall central midfielder, more like a ball playing midfielder, deep line playmaker type of midfielder. So it's going to be a really good signing for them if they are able to get that one over the line. So I'm really excited. I think they are Toulouse are going to be the club that can break into that European places, in my opinion, as of now. The final club that we are going to talk about is Reims. They finished last season at 9th position, 4 points below the European competition, European places. Sorry, they started the season amazingly. Like they were 6th up until match day 19, and it looked sure that they are going to be in Europe. But then everything changed for them. They won twice in their next 13 games, and that killed their season and got their manager sacked as well. Will Still was sacked just before the end of season, and then Sam Diwara came in for the last 3 games. They remained undefeated, winning twice, but that was not that did not help to bring them back into the European places, and they finished 9th. They have brought in a new manager in Luca Elschner, who I think is a great signing for them. He was at Lever for 2.5 years. He's helped them save from getting he helped them from getting relegated in from League 2. Then he got them promoted in League 1, and then last season also he helped them keep them in the league. Like they were never really in a relegation, so you know how much of a good job he did there. Now he has like a step up for him as well, because in Lever it was about promotion and staying in the league, but now he's at Reims, and here the situation is different. They are the club is trying to qualify for Europe, so the expectation levels of both the clubs are different. So it would be very exciting to see how Elschner manages that, but I really like him. I think he's a good manager, and I think he would be a really good fit for Reims. The transfer it's like they have not brought in like the transfer business is none, to be very honest. The only signing that they have made is like center back Sadiq Keper, but he has also come in on free. Apart from that, nothing has been done. That is a bit concerning thing for me. Just like Montpellier, I'm really concerned that these clubs are not making the signings. They have as and same like Montpellier, they have managed to keep everybody from last year. The squad is there. They have had a pre-season with their new manager. So I still but I still don't understand why these clubs are not making the signings that they really need. That is why I say that out of these 4 clubs that we talked about, Toulouse are like on the in the best position. Montpellier, they have not made any signings, and then you have so not Toulouse, Rennes are in the best position. Toulouse, they are like they have not signed the striker, they have lost the main player, and they have also not signed replacement. You come in Reims, they have a good squad as compared to the other teams, but they have a new manager. And as much as I like Ashner, I think they of course you have come in a new place, it's gonna take time for you to adjust a little bit. So it's going to be a very tough fight between these 4, and of course the teams who are above them, because there's not much difference. So it's turning out to be a very interesting season in League One for all these clubs. So we're gonna see what happens. So that is it for my review of these 4 teams. So please let me know what you guys think of my view, my review or preview. Sorry, I don't know what's happening. My preview of all these 4. What do you guys think of the signings that they have made and the departures, the players that have left the club? What do you think? How it's gonna affect them, and who do you think out of these 4 is gonna finish higher in the table? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell icon so you keep on getting the notification as well, and subscribe to the channel. We are slowly getting up ahead. Like before we started the previews, we were less than 100. Now we are on 108. We need to keep on increasing the subscribers count. So please subscribe to the channel as well. Up until the next time. Bye bye.